Good afternoon. We're here with A.P.C. Just basically chiming in thoughts going into 2026 for all the live streamers out there. Those who love just broadcasting. I think it's one of the most important things we could possibly do right now is get a message to everyone, anyone who can. I'm in the cafe right now, so I utilize my presentation uh, just to reduce noise. That being said, let's talk about cameras. I think Sony's still one of the leading camera manufacturers and really updated sensors, be it with the A7 IV, which is new to the A7 V, but I could actually do things that happen tomorrow. Uh, and they're really aiming at broadcasting. And I have to worry about changing out some of the sensors and making certain things look better or worse than they used to look. They look pretty good overall. There isn't a bad camera out there. Just like what somebody's trying to do is set themselves up to be the ultimate live streaming tool for the future. For example, let me show you this. Added in this camera right here, the ZV-E10 Mark II. Not an expensive camera, really. Right now it's on sale like $9.99. Really good deal. Great camera for the open. But here's the crazy part about this particular camera. It has the ability to stream directly from the camera. Sony ZV. This is right. All the cool guys on sensors, all that cool stuff there. But watch this. Get down here. We're going to show this nice person streaming from their camera. This one here. So they show this person streaming from their camera. Why is that important? It's because you can now stream directly to YouTube, not from your phone, but from like a really nice camera at $1,000. 1100 with the kit sensor, and have all the cool mics, have all the cool stuff. I just think that's one of the most interesting things that you have available now when it comes to just streaming in general. And how Sony's doing this is through the Creators app. If you've not owned a Sony, then you've probably never heard of the Creators app. The Creators app goes into your cell phone or it goes into your desktop. Mainly it's for your cell phone or your tablet. And doing that, you have the capabilities of turning your camera into a broadcast piece. A couple steps we need, of course, so let's kind of go through those steps real quick. Show you how to do it. Remember, this feature works in a lot of cameras too. So A7 IV, I'm going to go through this one. With the A7 IV, the incoming A7 V, the FX2, the FX3, the FX30, the ZV-E10 Mark II, the Burano, the FX6. I mean, when you look at that laundry list of cameras that everyone's got out there now that's in their studios, you can kind of go out and be any place and live stream anything you want, whereas before you couldn't do that. And I think that's a huge, huge benefit that a lot of people just don't get an opportunity to really jump into and understand just how beneficial that is for you. Because not everyone has the ability to just live stream. I think about this now because it used to be you had to have an A10, a switcher, a computer, and all the rest to live stream. And then now for $1,000, you get a really nice camera, put any layers you want on it. You can put nice audio like what I got here today with the Rode Wireless Pro system, DJIs that are out there, wired system. If you've got like a nice um, AV situation going on and you just wanted to dive in and live stream, you could. Or If you're a someone who actually does production every day, you could have a camera like this, or say an FX6. Let me pull up one of those real quick. An FX6, and you could have a client who wants to live stream from their their FX6 at the same time as you're part of a stream. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but I mean, if you've got the ability to stream with an FX6, I think that's just phenomenal. I mean, you're able to share with it. You're able to just stream anywhere you want to stream. So you take a camera like this one here, which is the FX6. Beautiful camera. These are like, wow, they're almost 9 grand now. I remember when they were 6 grand. Tariffs. I love tariffs. This camera here can stream, and it can't just stream normal streams. It can stream SRTs or RTMP. Now, RTMP is just normal. So if you are a linked streaming person, you have to use an RTMP or third-party software. A lot of you are on Rumble. You have to do the same thing. You have to use a third-party app or an RTMP, which is a stream key. But the ability to stream directly onto a camera in an SRT is completely different. If you have a client like ESPN, Fox affiliate, or Fox National, AWS clients, they're going to send you something called an RTMP, which gives you all the stuff. UFC. In fact, I had to lose it 2 years ago. I lost this client over the SRT because we didn't have any way of transmitting SRT with the equipment we had. And this client was for the UFC in Central Washington. It was like, man, I just lost this client. Now I can actually do it, and I can do it from a single cam or multiple cams anytime I want to. Let me add this here. So this is the FX6. I thought I put it up, but I didn't. Uh, this camera right here can do all the work. It can do all the heavy lifting that you possibly need and stream. So imagine if you have the capability of doing that. But here's an even crazier part. If you are someone who's just going to stream at 1080p, you are doing a wedding or a smaller event, and you want to be able to do it with your photography camera. So let's just say you're doing it with a Sony A7 IV. Check this out. So if you've got the Sony A7 IV, which is on super sale, by the way, wow, this is crazy good deal on the A7 IV. This camera can stream while you're taking photo and video. So, for example, if you wanted to use this one right here, which I have an A7 IV, and you want to be able to stream, you can with this camera at the same time as you're taking video, and you record 4K all at the same time. So you're sending a video out to a live feed that's going over some ATEM or something like that. You have another client who just wants a wide look, or you have a client who does want to just see a wide of the event that's going on, but they just need that. You, as long as everybody agrees it's available, you can stream technically to a separate service at exactly the same time as you're connected to an ATEM or a switcher, which is phenomenal. I've done this a few times. It's mind blowing with you. Being able to stream directly from this camera, have a live stream going, or have a live to tape going, it's pretty phenomenal. Some call it double dipping. I don't call it double dipping. I just call it, hey, we're just trying to find a way to do it as long as both clients agree. This is phenomenal. Now, what sets it apart even further is, once again, this camera here is 2 grand. It's a 4 or 5 year old camera, and it has advanced technology that you have to go to a Canon C50 or a C70 to have. and that would be the ability to do SRT. Now, if you don't know what SRT and who uses SRT, that's kind of important too. So let's talk about SRT streaming. Uh, cast record. Who's using it? Let's pull up the AI page. It it's just do a random AI look here real quick. So if we were to say looking at our random AI look, and I just did a quick AI search, you'll find that the NFL, ESPN, news outlets, technology companies are all using SRT. You've got aerospace and defense using it. You've got certain educations using it. Basically, because it's more secure, it's more reliable, less issues, but a little bit more complex to set up. And generally, you need to have a computer, and it's going through, say, like vMix or another type that uses SRT software. But now it's done in the actual camera. This is completely unique to the Sony brand for under the $3,000 to $5,000 range. Now, Panasonic, which I just found out recently, their recent update, this update too came from Sony, was a recent one this year, now can stream from the cameras. Sony at first, most of the year, was exclusive to being able to stream from the cameras in the prosumer level, non-commercial. Now, Sony can do this, but Panasonic can't. Canon can't. Getting into their C50s and C80 and all the other components above. So you really are looking at a completely unique situation when it comes to these cameras and what they can do and how they work. I know this is cool because for someone who's in production like myself and yourself who may be watching this, it's really just a phenomenal way to just jump ahead and have the ability to really, really see and use these cameras for what they're capable of being used for. Now, I I hope that this is somewhat entertaining and understanding, that we are to the point now where we can have live streaming from our camera. We don't have to use our cell phone. 'Cause, I mean, I use a cell phone to do live streams all the time. I use it all the time. But I don't want to always use a cell phone. There are certain events I just want to be there and live stream some really cool stuff, use my nicer camera, my nicer lenses, get a nicer look. And being able to do that with Sony is freaking awesome. Now, this isn't the cool subject matter of like A75 is coming out, and this is the biggest thing since any horror release for Sony. What this is about for people who want to make a good living and have an opportunity to have a good camera to do the job. For example, say you're doing the show for an ABC affiliate, a CBS affiliate, a Fox affiliate, in your local area, and they need to have something transmitted to them. And that happens all the time. We get like transmissions done all the time. We have live feeds. You can do that with these Sony cameras. You can get a LAN connector that connects to the camera. You can get a Ethernet connection, and you can stream. Or you can do a wireless version of it too. So it's really your choice. I think that's pretty phenomenal because who would have thought that you could just jump in, do whatever you like on these cameras, and be ahead of the scale. And this is why they're upgrading it to the new 8K and to the Open Gate. They're focusing completely and utterly on broadcast. And I think we're going to find this to be one of the more surprising things when it comes to what Sony's doing. Because you would think Sony would want to stay fixated on doing the best job they can with getting these live streams to work, with getting these new cameras to work, with getting the new 8K, the 6K, the all the different facets out there when it comes to being the best camera on the market. But imagine this. You know you can do the 8K sensor because it's sitting inside of a Panasonic camera. You got the partially stacked sensor that Panasonic bought from you that they're doing phenomenal work with. So you know you could upgrade at any point in time. And then you decide, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on something altogether different, which is fully being capable of doing broadcast. And I'm also going to be looking at the other tools that we could add to the camera based on what people are doing. Now, the second part of this discussion is going to be the monitor and control app. Now, if you haven't had an opportunity to play with the monitor control app, then we're we're going to surprise you here. First and foremost, let me pull this up. Monitor control. All right, let me pull that up for us all to enjoy. Now, I know this isn't like everyone's cool live stream. This is my live stream. I love talking about this product stuff. So let's talk about this. If you got something to say in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Let's do this here. Let's see. We're going to go to monitor control. Now, there are plans for this. It's free. There's a free plan, so don't worry about that. These are the models that it can be used with. So some of the things you'll find on here, basic free functioning for this is going to be like focus settings, app, power switching, shutters, crop, squeeze. It does have that. It also has false color, which I don't see why they're not showing it here, but I'll show it down here. So, for example, take your camera, which has one of the best screens possible, and then you've got right there, you're shooting right off of your FX3, FX30. Then you've got precision exposure tools. This part is awesome. So you've got waveform monitors, false colors, histograms, zebras, and it can cover the whole screen. That's cool. We've also got focus features, which is focus pulling, which is really cool. You'll see that one of the bars is full, one's not. You can actually set up your focus and beginning points, and it will only allow you to go back and forth in your focus there, which is really, really cool. Uh, the LUTs, I love this part. If you're not used to LUTs, this is so awesome. It's the LUTs on here is beautiful. So you can switch between your different LUTs on your camera. They're showing an iPad here, and this is one of the best ways to use this app is with an iPad, especially if you're doing like interviews. Uh, you can literally sit down with your app with that without having to put a bunch of monitors up on your cameras. And you can switch between two or three different cameras and monitor them, hit record, hit stop, make sure everything's functioning. That's going to be on this multicam feature. Uh, this feature is available on iPad and Macs. Believe me, I test Macs, and I'm probably going to buy a Mac just for the multi-camera feature because there's a plan that allows me to do like up to 20 cameras, which is insane. But yeah, it gives you that flexibility. So watch this. And then here's the details. You got multi-camera operation here. Check this out. So you can do a single camera and up to four different cameras at once. You got to have an iPad, and if you do the premium plan, you can do up to 20 cameras. You can switch between a single view and multi-camera operation. So you're really working a two-person crew to make everything happen. Such a way, brother. Take a seat. The coffee shop, man. Just having some fun. Doing a live stream. And with this four camera or up to 20 camera, if you get the desktop version of this, you can really, really set the bar for doing videos at the same time. So, for example, if you've got a four camera interview setup, you can just run it from your iPad. You don't need any wires either, so this can just run off of a hotspot that runs between all the cameras, or you can run it a wired way too. I would recommend wired, but run off a hotspot. One thing I have found out using the iPad is you have to have a data version iPad to just run with just an iPad. If you are running an iPad with no data, I'm going to recommend that you do get like a wireless router, or I'll only say that because iPhones will let you use them as a hotspot access point. Or if you're a Samsung user or Android user, use a hotspot on there because then it works as an access point. For some reason, unless Apple has done a quick new update, you can't use it as that particular tool. Oh, man, once again, I forgot to add that in there. Uh, One man production is not the way to do this. So let me try again here. Forgive me. I had everything up there. When you're doing one man production, you'll make mistakes. So please forgive me. Let's look at this real quick. So going back to being able to use the multi-camera feature is if you've got a Sony, you can run up to 20 cameras off of a desktop, or you can run four off of an iPad and do a four-person camera interview. It really helps me with like two people. When I'm doing it, I have two phones, so literally I just hook up each camera and I can look at the exposures, tap record on those. I can see the LUTs on those, and then I'm done. Speaking of which, all the stuff I talked to you about wasn't there for you to see. So that's all. Let me go up here and show you that stuff one more time when I'm talking about when it comes to monitor control. So in monitor control, you have the ability to take your cell phone or an iPad or a tablet, and that's your monitor. You don't have to buy a $1,500 monitor, $3,000 monitor to function your camera. Red does this very well. Blackmagic Design does this very well, and Sony does this very well. Where Sony step with this over Blackmagic Design or Red type cameras is they add in multi-camera functionality. They also add in live streaming capabilities that don't have to go through a third-party services, meaning they don't have to go through a cloud app, set up a cloud app, then go through an access. So basically, everything's done through a computer before you can even hit live stream, and the computer has to be on, and you have to be in the app to make it work. Sony allows you to stream directly from the camera, so that's a whole different setup, which is beautiful. A couple intuitive features on this is you can run everything on the camera. So you've got the ability to do false color, histogram, zebras on a large screen or a small screen. So whatever size iPad you have, there you go. Or tablets, Samsung's ridiculous 15-inch tablet. Focus controls on there, which are awesome. You've got color settings like LUTs and everything. All your operation features are right here, and then you've also got your T-squeeze options and then your multi-cam operations. Now back to the multicam. A lot of my friends have iPads, and they also have Canon cameras, which I think are phenomenal cameras. They just don't have this capability. So imagine you have a tablet, like an iPad of any type, and you wanted to run four different cameras at once. Remember, it has to be an iPad. If it's not an iPad, kind of like you don't get the love per se. But with that, you're you have a huge advantage when you have iPad. You're able to run four different cameras at the same time, sync them, start the record, see the LUTs, do your exposures, do your white balance controls, do your histograms, do your false colors for all four cameras with one device and one monitor too. And these iPads are really set up to have the cleanest looking image, so you actually see what the image is gonna look like on an iPad or on a high end screen because they have the best color. I'm not even an Apple fan. So that being said, you're really looking at some pretty cool options here. Hold on a second. I got to take this one. Hey, 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 hey. So I've enjoyed doing this live stream. It's been fun. I've messed up a few things because I'm trying to do too many things at once. I will continue to keep doing these. I will make these a little more perfected. Being a one man studio where I'm in front of the camera sucks. It's easy to do it when I'm behind the camera because I'm like, this is all breathing to me. But it's difficult when I'm the one who's in front of the camera. So Uh, thank you for all those who watched. I want to get really in depth on some of this broadcasting stuff because I think right now that Sony has the best product, but a lot of people are still thinking that with these new launches of Canon and everybody else, that oh my God, they're going to dethrone the king. To me, the king is still Sony because the quality is still there. The major issue that people are running into is they just want the coolest new open gate thing and all that, but in the end, show me open gate on YouTube. It's not very often in a live stream. And if it is, it's not going to look completely right. And maybe the software is ready for it. I don't see one. And the long story short is, as much as we want it to be the new way to go, it's not. Most people are not going to set up their cameras to have safeties so you can see them. And then they're going to go, well, I shot this. I got 10 times the post work that I would have had if I just did a vertical and a horizontal. That's going to be kind of the pain in the butt. Now, if you're a YouTube creator and that's all you're doing, I don't blame you. But if you are someone who has to turn in video after video after video after video after video after video, and say you're getting 300 to $1,000 for the day, and you've got to rip out as many of those as quick as you can, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're just like, man, this is a lot. But anyway, it's been cool being on here. We're going to start going into more and more of these live streams. I'll be doing one every day. We'll get to a calendar time probably by March. But right now, the studio that I had is being closed down. We'll be done with December 31st. I believe it's when I pulled all the last equipment out of there, uh, which sucks. I've now got two clients I got to tell right now that we are going to either be moving to our alternate location, or I'm going to have to bow out, and I feel bad I have to bow out. Other than that, it's been cool. It's been great. Uh, Love the fact if anyone popped on here. Phenomenal. I appreciate you. Thank you for being on the podcast. I got to go.